Hi, I'm Brad Beavers with Winebow. We're going to do one of my favorite wines right here called Champagne Jacquesson. That's the house. The champagne house is called Jacquesson, and the wine right here is called Cuvèe 742. So this estate has been around since the 1700s. They've done some amazing things and have made some amazing wines. They're very historic. But what is really cool about what they decided to do in 2003 was a big change for what most champagne houses have done and what they had done up until that point. Most champagne houses, they might make a wine from a certain year and call it a vintage, but a vast majority of them make what they call a non-vintage cuvee. Essentially what that is they blend multiple years of wine in order to make one wine that tastes the same every single year. It's kind of like what a brewmaster would do for a brewery. They want to make something that's very formulaic, that if you have Veuve Clicquot, for an example, 10 years ago, or you have it 10 years from now, it should theoretically taste the same. A lot of champagne houses do this for that reason. What they decided to do in 2003 was scrap that whole idea. And in 2003, they said, we're gonna make our non-vintage wine based on a vintage, not solely, but based on a vintage. Usually every year it's about 75 to 85% based on one vintage. And that's to reflect the uniqueness of that year, which is really special. So when they decided to do that in 2003, the wine they made that year was the 728th wine this estate had ever made. So they called it the Cuvèe 728. Every year they've done this wine again and again and again based on every vintage, and it's increased in numbers. So 728 all the way up to now, this is Cuvèe 742. And the 742 is based on the 2014 vintage, which was a really lovely vintage. The estate does all three grapes that you would typically associate with champagne. This wine's gonna be about 50% Chardonnay, and then equal parts 25% Pinot Meunier and Pinot Noir. What also is really cool about this wine is it's extended time on the lees, meaning before they disgorge it, it sees an extra year. So this is 4 total years on the lees, which is really, really special. So it has really great creaminess, yeastiness that pairs well with the already high acidity this wine has. It's a superb bottle of wine. It's really a showstopper. For someone who maybe doesn't drink champagne, this will really wow them. But even for the people that know what real deal champagne is, and if they do, they are probably already familiar with this house, they're gonna be blown away. So cheers and enjoy.